at this, and this is the very man that comes to America, that came to America in the early 60s, in the early 50s, that I remember saying, oh, I have a friend and he's an African, he's a real African. He ain't from there. He's different. I heard sisters say, I'm not married no nigga from here, I'm married an African, I'm married a foreigner. That African had more starch in his brain than you would ever imagine. All of the invention in the world came from the head of the black man of America, not the African. Not the Central American like me, it came from you. So it is time for us to begin to explore the possibilities of us identifying the beauty in every group. The African has the answer, because he has the soil. The black man of America has the brain. The Caribbean, he could be supported. And it's all over with. So what's happening here? Here we are, the Usha Institute, curing AIDS. You mean to tell me that we're going to suffer the same fate that the others before us suffered, such as George Washington Carver, invented 1,500 agricultural products and appealed to his race, and they denied him? He had to sell his formula to Henry Ford for $100,000. Mr. Charles Drew, he was the inventor of blood plasma. He died eating blood. Now here we are curing AIDS, and we called it curing sickle cell. We called the Sickle Cell Research Foundation in Detroit and talked to Dr. Whitney and said to him, Dr. Whitney, we feel that we could help you in an area that is really hurting the black race. And what area is that? I said sickle cell. We cure sickle cell. The man said, I'm not interested in your cures for sickle cell, and slammed the phone down in my face. I went to Howard University. You know, all of us black people hold Howard very high in the scholastic field. Howard University. So what happened? I went there, and they directed me to one man known as Castro, Dr. Castro, because he's head of hematology. I said, Dr. Castro, we cure sickle cell. We want to help. Black children doesn't have to suffer sickle cell anymore. He said, have you written a book? I said, no, I've never written any books. Well, how would I be able to scrutinize your premise if I do not have written material in front of me? I say mathematically, you're right. But I do not live a mathematical life. Have you written a book? He said, yes, I've written several. Do you cure AIDS? No. Do you cure sickle cell? He said, no. I said, well, there you got it. What does writing a book have anything to do with curing sickle cell? I can see. My cure does not come because I'm able to scrutinize the philosophy of others before me, because if I had done so, I would be a victim and a recipient of the philosophy that they established as truth. But I had to deviate to another one. And for your information, Mr. Castro, I come with a black perspective. Totally black perspective. Because that's all I know. I know nothing about no Jews. I know nothing about no Japanese or Chinese. I know nothing about Greeks. But about my mama, I know something. It is her and her alone I should know about, not the philosophy of another. And because we accepted the philosophy of another, we missed the boat. The food that was consistent to keep us healthy. Through time immemorial was removed, and we didn't know. We had no idea. And every time we go to see a doctor, the disease would come back. But he too didn't know that the food was doing this detriment. Because the lady that came to me in Detroit just recently, 82 years of age, was crying one day because her doctor died the week before she saw me, and the doctor was only 62 years of age. She was crying because she was scared. If this doctor died, and she's older than him, what was it that he was giving her that he could not give his own self and save his own life? If he could not save his life, what was he doing to her? And that's why the lady was scared. Did it work? Sure it did. So we want to now make sense. Because I'm going to ask, there will be a period of some questions and answers in a minute. And I want you to ask the question that you always wanted to ask. I mean, I, myself, I'm now 55, but I still feel 14. When young men in their 20s tell me, sir, I feel undeserving of that. Because I still have the same feeling inside of me I had at 15. Which means there is not a person in this room that I do not give my love and respect to. I was never a disobedient child. I'm not disobedient now. I was sick once, full of hate and rage, but I got rid of that right quick. But I'm saying that to say this. We want to make sense. I wish that I was in the audience listening to a man say what I just said. That there's only one disease, and that he cured AIDS. I mean, I wish I was in the audience listening to a man. Unfortunately for me, I became the man I want to hear. I became the man I want to listen to. And maybe that's the fact. Maybe that's the truth too. But I don't want to be the man sitting in front of you. I want to be in the audience. Because I want to hear what this man sounds like. I want to see what I would do for him. What I could possibly do to help this man. Because if I'm your brother. I am your brother. The Ocean Research Institute represents you. And we claim to cure all these diseases, and we do not in any way deserve your cooperation. Sure we do. We need you. Yes, we cure these diseases, and we do these things so easy. Easy because we are able to remove you from the food that was totally inconsistent with your journey, your cosmic journey, your ecclesiastical journey. My brother was a preacher. He just died last year. People in this audience met my brother. My brother did not like me too well because he said I didn't go to church. No, I don't go to church. But that has nothing to do with my relationship with God. My relationship with God is direct with God and me. No middleman. I don't remember God hearing saying to anyone to be a middleman. That's in business. And that middleman can't help you, and no preacher could save your life. You have to be the sacrifice. You have to be that person that understand what God is and give yourself to that entity. No, I don't go to church, but you drink cow milk. You violate God more than me. You talk about God, you eat rice. You drink cow milk, boy. You eat meat, you eat pork meat, and you tell me about God? Behave yourself. God ain't made none of that. His Bible says render to Caesar that which is Caesar. But no, I can't talk about those truths anymore. Because I do not live in a world that support that truth. That truth become offensive because I like my pig knuckles. I like my bacon and my eggs. And you tell me God didn't make that? No, he didn't. So you preach and you lie. And he died. He died with a fungus in his brain. And then refused God's medicine. Well, that wasn't strange to me. All preachers refuse God's medicine. Everyone. And this is why we are sick, because we use the preachers as our shepherd. Fine, you are my shepherd. Where are you leading me? Where are you leading me? Now, let us not feel offended this evening because I'm up to my neck with this thing of having to make excuses for people, the preacher. Now, he does not use God's medicine. He does not eat God's food. What is he doing? And what is he doing to us who believe that he's on the path of righteousness? I mean, the only man that came to us telling us to stop eating the stuff was Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad, the only man out there saying, don't eat this. Everybody else was eating everything. And all of a sudden, they eat pork, they eat chitlins, and I'm spiritual. You see? A sick body. Now remember now, here is a man with diabetes and gout, and he's spiritual. Then he tells me that the spirit living inside the body. The spirit is living inside of a sick body. Is the spirit sick or clean? Inside of a sick body. Now that is nice. I would like for you to break that equation down after there's a question and answer period. Because we want to hear this one. How could a clean spirit live inside of a sick body?